I gotta do that over. I'm at the. I don't know. I'm gonna make me a good intro. I'm gonna sit down and actually put together the magnanimous, the so forgiving. You know what? I be saying that word magnanimous, and I know what the word mean. Yo, I know the word means. You know what I'm saying? Like the ultra forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? But the word sounds like to me, it sounds like it should be placed under giant or something, or it should be like something can. It should mean something to have to do with being um, super big and whatever. I don't know. Like that's just my mind to it. My mind says to me, the meaning to that word is wrong. It should mean this because how it sounds and how it feels to me to say it. So I be changing shit around. I use shit for the way I want to use it. I don't use it for how people use it. You know what I'm saying? But don't sleep on me like, yo, he don't know what that mean. Nah, I know what it mean. I'm just doing what I want. Shout out to Chrome 23. Shout out to Chrome 23. I'm doing what I want. uh, Today's title is a connection value. And this is interesting to me. I don't know about anybody else, but I did a couple of um, uploads that had just the pictures of me walking in it or me just talking, and I think I called it the night walk or something like that. Probably like last week sometime or something. But I was talking about something particular. I don't know which one I put up. I might have put the one what I was explaining what happened at the store on YouTube, and I think I put the other one on Patreon or whatever. But either way, they out there. But I always go to this particular store, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was in my head about it today because I was like, they ain't gonna have what I want. You know what I'm saying? So I went to the store, and they didn't have what I needed. You know what I'm saying? So the dude when I left the store the last time, I was thinking about the dude that I wanted to see at nighttime that be in the store. I was thinking about him being in there during the day because I always go there during the day. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I go at nighttime. In the beginning, I was going at nighttime. You know what I'm saying? But I've been going during the day lately. So because it's the sun, I get to get that long walk in the sun. You know what I mean? So um, dude was there this morning. And I was like, oh snap. So, and I was like, yo, man, the other dude be like this, that, and the third. And I told him, you said da 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 da. And he was like, yeah, man, don't worry about it. He was like, look, I'm going to show you. He showed me the pictures. He was like, nah, I've been trying to get your I think he the real owner because he was like, nah, I'm going to tell him again because he gonna quit playing. But they was of the same value, right? So it was interesting that I thought that dude was going to be there in the morning and he ended up being there. And it was also interesting that his character was completely different from the other dude. The other dude was kind of delinquent to the value that would explain his character. And it was synchronicity to the thought to what I was having or what I was actually experiencing, right? That evening when I was walking back from that store, like the vibrations and shit. So I'm like, yo, that shit was different. And it took about, I think that was about, I say 7 days ago. So that energy came full circle. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, all right. But he was like, yo, I'm gonna try to get it for you or whatever. Stand the third. So I had to settle for something that wasn't the value of what I was trying to get for somebody and whatever. It's just it's a long story when I be doing shit. It's always something is deep to the value or whatever. Like I can't explain everything that goes on in my life. Ain't nobody business. Um, um, but yeah, the struggle be real for me because I be out here doing what I trying to do whatever I can to, you know what I'm saying, to maintain this shit. Anyway, so I put my po legs to work. Anyway, the connection value for me is paying attention to everything around you. Like you can't be so much into your own self to where you don't pay attention to all the symbols that are around you, how things are showing you what's going on. And they're showing you what's going on because your magnetic energy inside you is like it's like loops. It's not like a magnet. Well, can't you can say that because a magnet pulls off of the surfaces on different sides. So it pulls in different ways off of each surface. So inside of you it's more like a it's more like because you're flowing, things are flowing inside of you. You got metals and shit in your body. You got these fields that's like 30 times the power of anything magnetic that you normally see that has a force. So if you ever looked at a regular magnetic force and see how it pulls things, your magnetic force is like it pulls on a lot of different energies. And when trying to solidify your energy and tighten it to focus just on you, you know what I'm saying? Like so you can gauge where your magnetic energy is focused on. You start to see where your energy pulls out or like it starts to attach to certain things because it's light. So I start to pay attention to everything that I put myself in or go through or whatever. Like, cause keep in mind, I'm watching my choices. No matter what choice I make in life, if I'm walking this way, I'm walking that way, I'm drinking this type of water, like I'm eating, I'm not eating, I'm working out, I'm not working out. Like I look at all my choices. You know what I'm saying? I look at really what that means, not just me making the choice. You know what I'm saying? Like I study the frequency of why. I actually said to myself, it was crazy because I asked myself why. It was like it was weird because I was doing something. Oh, I remember now. I remember now. I remember now. It was yesterday. Yesterday. No, it was yesterday. No, it was day before yesterday night, and I was about to do something for someone, and it was like my first motion. I was already in the motion of doing it, and I had stopped, and I was like, "Why? Like, what for? Like, Devon, we ain't about to keep doing this." And Devon was like, "Do it anyway." And that's like it was clear as day. It was like, "Do it anyway," and I was like, "All right." So I did it. You know what I'm saying? And then this morning, I woke up charged. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a charged energy. So I got up, washed my balls, and put on some fresh clothes and slid. You know what I'm saying? But then I went to see somebody that I know that asked me for a favor yesterday, but I couldn't do it yesterday. You know what I mean? So to align up what was more beneficial for the value, I took the energy that lined it up yesterday and used that to answer the question that was asked me yesterday to satisfy that for today. And he was like, yo, you want me to do something for you? I was like, nah, don't worry about it. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? But I had did that for them. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at shit different. You know what I mean? And then I was watching the motion. I'm like, yo, so you started your day off with positive energy. You start your day off with positive motion. You know what I'm saying? Like keep going in this motion right now. And the next situation was the synchronicity at the store. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna keep this motion going. I had already seen the visual of me doing something particular, right? So I'm like watching all the energies and shit. And I'm like looking to see. And my eyes is contacting mad different people. Like it's crazy how many people was like actually just watching me or looking at me while I was out. And I was like, yo, this crazy. It's like people be looking at me, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I notice people be looking at me or whatever. So, um, I got to this one particular place, and I always go over here to work out. Sometimes, like I'll be over there on the bars and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was on the bars, and I was doing leg ups, like holding the bar, and I was doing the leg ups, you know what I'm saying, to tighten the core, you know what I'm saying. Every time I work out, I swell up fast, like because my muscles they just because they pumping, they just automatically start to swell, right? So my chest was like all sitting out, my stomach was like all tight and tucked in, so it looked like my chest was out like this, you know what I'm saying. So and it was the way my shirt was sitting on me, like my shirt was sitting so that like a real deep curve, and it does that sometimes, like when I don't eat and then I work out because everything tightens up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like my chest is pumped up and my stomach is super flat, right? So I'm walking and I'm looking at people look at me walk up this street, and I know what they looking at because they looking at me. You know what I'm saying? But I got a shirt on top of it, a tank top, and then I got a shirt on. But this shirt is like showing my whole. You know what I'm saying? Like I look like a fucking action figure and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was funny to me. He was like slowing down, looking. I'm laughing and shit. Like I should have had my shades on so people can't see my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is funny. So I'm watching all the frequencies. I'm watching all the energies, and I'm accepting it. I'm just smiling. Like I ain't giving off no negative energy. I'm smiling. I'm accepting all the energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just noticing. People notice. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing, and I carry that energy. So I had stopped somewhere to twist, like in this little cut or whatever. And I was moving. You know what I'm saying? I was moving and I was like just adding it. I felt the frequency kind of um wiggling a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I recognize that. You know what I'm saying? That was me. And then I kept moving with that frequency, just kept moving and like acknowledge every single value that was coming through. Like if I see something, I move towards it instead of moving away from it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just I don't know. It's something about allowing the frequency to flow. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta shave. I mean I don't want to shave, but this hair is all in my lip. You know what I'm saying? Like it be in my mouth. That's why I see me keep licking and pushing because the hair, if it ain't going in my nose, it's going in my lip. And I think the hair up here has gotten longer, so now it's like pointing down. So it ain't been going in my nose lately, but now it's in my mouth. And I can't keep it out my mouth. I'm eating something, I get like long hairs in my mouth, and they long too, like they just curl up. But I gotta do something about this, or let them get so long to where they get past the fact of wanting to get in my mouth anymore. So I think I don't know. I might just end up doing that. Just let this part get dumb. If this part can get as long as down here, then that'll be dope. But I don't know. I might go back to a flat trim. Anyway, um, anyway. So just following the frequencies of the day, you know what I'm saying, and how that felt staying on that path, and then ending up back at a particular place. That energy was continuing. It was continuing to go in that value. And I noticed the full circle. So that was one complete circle of positive energy. You know what I'm saying? Even though it doesn't, when you orchestrate it as if you're not trying to orchestrate it, then you get to see how it flows naturally. Like it was like in front of me, you know what I'm saying? And I was like riding the waves behind it. So everywhere I went, it was a positive thing. You know what I'm saying? Like even somebody was walking past me, yo, right? And this was funny. I just noticed that like dude was walking past and he was walking a certain way until he got up to me. And then when he got up to me, like he caught the chills and then he started walking comfortable. You know how somebody get the chills and they like shake like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when they walk and they walk past you, like they shake. Like dude shook. You know what I'm saying? Like it was funny. He shook when he walked past me, like he had chills. And then he started being comfortable. And I was like, look at that shit. Like everything getting the good vibes. Like it was just funny, yo. It was mad funny. You know what I mean? So I just kind of stayed flowing, you know what I mean? Then I went into my mind, right? And I wanted something to happen that I've been thinking about for a while, but it didn't happen. But for some reason, something keep telling me that it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that's it ain't nothing major, but it's just something that I wanted to happen. So therefore, it would allow other things to. accumulate in a particular value. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't, but it seemed like it was about to. So I just followed the energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, it's weird like that for me. I be like, yo, you don't feel that? You know what I'm saying? Like you don't feel that right there. You know what I mean? Like if my joints be high, yo, my signals be high. You know what I'm saying? And I've been learning to refine them. Like certain people be around me and shit, I can tell them lottery numbers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember I told somebody some lottery numbers one time and they effed it up on purpose. I don't know if they effed it up or not. They probably got it, just ain't tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like people be doing petty shit like that. That's why I'm all effed up in the world right now. I give out so much good energy. Everybody just want to take instead of, make sure I'm able to continue doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like people so greedy, yo. Either way, there's other people in there, y'all. Y'all got to bear with me. All right, so um, knowing that you following the natural, you know what I'm saying? You following the natural positive energy of the retrospect. That's the divine frequency flow. You know what I'm saying? Like so once you can catch the wave, that's what you're doing. You literally catching the wave. You know what I'm saying? So when you catch the wave, it's like you ride around it. And if you stay with that in your mind's eye and then in your spirit as well, you get to follow it all through. So depending on the goals you set, depending on the places you're gonna go, depending on the things you're gonna do, you're already procuring that particular energy to land in those fortuitous spots when you're going forward within your life. That's the whole point. Like to manifest these things and that particular idea and see it as for what it is. This is not me controlling none of that. This is me noticing it. This is me being able to see it take place and then follow what naturally is happening. I have no control over that. Everybody in existence can do this, but majority of the time when people do, they start their day. You may feel a good energy, and then you may let that energy kind of wisp away, like other things start happening. Well, it's not a tailwind; it's a headwind. So once you get it started going, because you started your day in that regiment, it stays in front of you until you get back to the place you came from. That's a complete circle. But what happens? You let your mind control you as you go through these certain things. Like, i.e., I can say it like this. Like I was explaining, when I finally did get to the store, I could have tripped out on dude instead of just being humble and having this whole dialogue with him and getting the information that I needed. I could have been like, "Yo, that's some bull. I thought y'all said da 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 da." I could have tripped out on him. You know what I'm saying? On some dumb shit, just being ignorant. But I didn't. I had a dialogue with dude, and because I had a dialogue with him, and I gave off the same energy that was preceding me, he was able to give me information. He was more comfortable to give me information. He opened up his phone and was like, "Look," you know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Wow, I peeped that." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "That's what's up." You know what I'm saying? And then like we was just having a dialect. So that energy kept going. That positive energy went from that place to the next. So it stayed in front of me. And I'm watching it as I when I started working out, when I started moving, as I'm going through up, I'm watching this energy stay right in front of me, almost like guards. You know what I'm saying? And that's because you acknowledge that fact. So everything that you put out, it travels. Just think about it like this. What if you was able to follow the goodness that you put out, knowing that it was going to come back to you 360 degrees? But then now, because you're moving, you literally following your energy that you put out. So everywhere you go, your energy of good hits everything that you try to do, even lands with you back to the place you started. That's a full circle. You see what I'm saying? This energy, it treens. That's what it does. It treens means to travel through. You know what I'm saying? So it trains, it goes around. Depending on your connection to yourself, it's almost like shooting energy balls out of your particular energy, but you can't keep a constant beam. So you might be nice sometimes, but it's different when that's who you are because you got a constant beam of that. That shit comes off you without you saying nothing. That's working it. So everything that we doing, this love, this positive, you are working it to the fact to where you get it into you completely, to where it irradiates off of you. It's not something that you got to tell somebody that you are. You don't have to run around here and characterize yourself. I'm this, I'm that. You're saying that obviously you not, because I would know that's what you are when you came up by the energy you give off. You don't gotta tell me you love me. It's gonna show in your action. You don't gotta tell me you good. It's gonna show in your actions. You ain't gotta tell me you a giver. It's gonna show in your actions. This is what life is. And then you learn to inhabit all the best qualities of divine principle. How do people go through life praying every day to fix all of their negative attributes if you are living in a right standpoint? No, living right takes practice, because the world has been learning how to be effed up since the beginning of time. And it ain't got nothing to do with earth where it started. It was effed up before they knew what effed up was in the celestial land. They was running away from divinity, not knowing they were running away from divinity, creating entities that formulated other worlds with their own power. This is where we get these different retrospects for separation, understanding, because separation constantly happened. Waves split in half, and they get smaller as they get up to the shore. That's separation. This is why separation was even able to be taught as a plan, because it was actually happening in the universe. We got to be mindful of what's going on. Don't you see when you look out into the ocean, that shit dark? It's big dark when you look out in the water, but when you right there by the shore, that water on the that comes to the shore, that shit clear. You can see right through it. It's clear, it's thin, it's weak, it's shallow. Think about people. You can get out into the dark parts, the deep parts of the people, and get deep out there in the world, mystified, scary creatures in the depths. So deep out there you never knew it exists. But right there at the shore, you just dealing with some bullshit. Everybody on the shore, you got all the lawn chairs up here, you got everybody talking, you got trash on the beach, you finding old jewelry, you got everything that's shallow right there. But as soon as you get in the water, that shit get washed out in the ocean. Everything in natural order of things show you the value of how we live every day. Everything in the natural order of things show you how the value of how we live every day. And your choice of living is showing you the value of how you choose to live. Are you deep out in the ocean, a part of everything? Or are you right there on the shore? Your water might be stuck in a sand dune, clear and see-through, able to see everything inside you. But you very noticeable because you right there in the water. You the closest thing to the people. So you right there in the shallow water. You very noticeable. Oh, it's water up there. That's the first thing we look for when we go to sit down, if the chair wet. So it's very noticeable. Does that mean I want my chair wet though? No, it doesn't. Does that mean I want puddles of water where I'm going to sit at? No. It doesn't mean I need to notice the water on the beach. No, I got a whole ocean of it. Never heard the term a lot of things that's said don't need to be said. Why you talking for? I ain't asked you that. This be the reality when we dealing with different values. So you can equate these same subsequent understandings to anything. Use it as a line, a fishing string. You got a person over here that just won't start chitter chatting. Why? You in the group. Everything in the ocean moves in unison. There's too much water out there. So how well, if we ain't moving in unison, then we not deep enough. If we not moving in a collective body and making this thing, we not deep enough. Look at the natural order of things, yo. It don't never change. Go into the woods. Look how deep the leaves be. All the little bugs. You can move a hand pile of leaves, and you got all these bugs under there teaming, living like a whole city. Everybody else outside that gonna be like, ew, what's that? I see that as a world living in unison. We don't notice it because the leaves are covering up, but they cool. That's their world. It's deep under there. Soon as you get in the deep, you get annoyed because now the focus is not on you. Is what's going to protect me from that? Fight or flight instantly comes in. Now you got to focus back on the shallow aspect of life. I got to hear what you got to say, hear how you feel about something that's been there forever, but you just didn't know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this be the reality to certain things. We waste more time trying to fit in things that want to be noticed while things are being noticed. No, this is the action of paying attention. I know you want attention because you living in a shallow thought pattern. But over here, this is where life gets real at because you gotta study it. You gotta see what that is. I see 100,000 different bugs right here. For me to actually count that, understand the species, and know what they do, what they eat, and all that, that's a study. For me to stop to do that just to let you see what I'm looking at when you can see with your own two eyes, this right here is the game the world plays. Nah, you see what's going on. You know what you're supposed to be doing, but you make up false excuses so therefore you can keep the attention on you. What's the game the world plays. This is what people don't understand what's really going on. No, you have you have low budget narcissists, you have the middle level narcissists, and you got these fuckheads up here that just know how to play the game. Even they know how to make you be in that value without you even know you in that value because they've said something to you that they took in for somebody else to leave a mark in your mind when in fact you're supposed to be looking under the leaves right now. You were supposed to be wondering how deep that water hole with all that mud is developing in your backyard right now, so you can make sure your shit don't wash away. You're supposed to be understanding the depths and how many different herbs and medicines you got growing naturally around you before. Like, I don't be sitting there, man. Look, this should be so crazy to me, and I'll be like, yo, it's a whole complete cipher of this. You let other energies, propaganda, people with messed up attitudes, controllers, all this bullshit, they pitch out a different particular energy and they put it right in front of you. And now your headwind that started out your day of positivity might change just because of that reason. They watch that. They watch how you move with this energy. They want to use magic. How you use magic when the only thing you got to do is be right? That's what stops being right. People who see that you don't have to go and use conduits to deal with the world around you. And everybody got the same power, but they love this convenience shit. A convenience store. You know what I'm saying? Conveniently now. Can I get it shipped? $5.99. Can I get it for a plate? You got a deal? How about this? Can I give you that? Well, can I get two more? All of this reality that people think about conveniently destroys the aspect of you even understanding what you're dealing with. You want it right now. You don't want to put the real work in. You don't want to see the journey that it takes to make this glory take to happen. And I ain't gonna front. It's aggravating when you don't know. I've been there. It's aggravating as hell. But instead of giving up, and I guess that's the key right there. My grandfather used to say to me, "You ain't got a back, you got a gristle." I'd be like, "My back hurt. My back hurt." He'd be like, "You ain't got a back, you got a gristle." And I'd be like, "I don't want to carry it. Keep carrying it." So I got to carry it anyway. Back hurting like a mug, right? And there'll be this dull pain. That dull pain be whatever trying to formulate that muscle. I know that now because I know what it feels like to work out. So I know when I get that dull pain, that's just the muscle tearing. You know what I'm saying? And I got to push through it so I can get some protein in it. I understand what that is. When I was a kid, I didn't know what that was. You know what I mean? So it developed me as I got older. Now I'm gonna carry until I can't carry no more. They be like, "Oh, wait a minute, let me help you. I don't need your damn help. I got it." You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on that type time. But my grandfather taught me not to give up by telling me little things like that. So now for me, I'm gonna keep going regardless, no matter what the weight feel like. Keep going starts to manifest in so many different values when you start to understand yourself. So then I gotta watch what comes in and out, and I can actually control what comes in and out. That's up to me. I don't fall victim to anything. Fall victim to what? No, you got to choose me. And if you can't choose me, then I'll never choose you because I've been choosing for my whole life. Divine said, choose me first. Seek me first. So if I'm lost in the world already seeking the divine, I ain't got no choices for nobody. What you talking about? Divine said, I'll give it. All right, well, I'll wait. Dude in the store telling my son, yo, you look like you're like 32. I was like, man, I'm 44. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. I was like, we don't damage that, especially when we follow the most high. We don't damage that bad. You know what I'm saying? So the good energy just kept flowing. I was like, wow. You get compliments, you just feel that universal energy, and it is no price tag on that. When you can go places and you create a infinity link of positive truth. So every time you step back in that place, your energy charges up that infinity link. I would go to brothers' stores and talk to them and drop a knowledge inside their store, and and it was no customers in there. But when I got there, like 30 people come in the store. You know what I'm saying? Like they like, yo, I don't know where all these people come from. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yo, this shit happen every time. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, all praise due to the most high. You know what I'm saying? Like I be noticing that I see it. I don't say nothing. I notice a whole bunch that people think I don't know. And you know what? It was so many times I seen people laughing at certain shit, and they be like, "Yo, he don't know, he don't know." I be like, "Yo, let him." Devon be like, "Let him laugh." This is an art to be able to contain your emotions when you know something, and then I've even been tested to where I know something right at the spot, and they really like nobody don't know that I know, and I have to. It's not even me. No, it's not even them. It's me at that point because I have to really prove that I don't have emotions to what I know, and it's a hard thing. It's a very hard thing. I remember my brother told me a long time ago. My stepbrother, he was like, "Don't let him see you hurt," and I couldn't do it. I broke. I couldn't do it. I broke. I had to let him know that I was hurt. Had to let everybody know they was wrong. I was like, nah, yo, I'm gonna let this out. You know what I'm saying? Like, but ever since then, Divine been taking me on this mission to learn, and it's different because you would now you will never know unless I choose to show you. And if I'm choosing to show you, you need to move out the way because you might get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm choosing to get that far upset and be that angry, I know me, and everybody else who truly knows me knows me. You know what I'm saying? But I've been learning how to do that, and that's been a hard fight. That's been a hard fight over the last, I could say, over the last 8 years, 9 years, something like that. I've been really trying to do that, and now it's like even if I see hurtful intentions, and Divine allows me to see the intention, he allows me to know. Sometimes I get it direct. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'm looking right at the shit and people don't know I'm looking right at it. Like, and I'll be like, yeah, I just act like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn to adjust the value of how I felt like, because I have a rubber face. I have one of those faces when I get emotional, you can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's coming out. So I had to learn to turn that shit off. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn to turn it off. It doesn't mean that my emotions is turned off. It just means I learned to listen. You know what I'm saying? I learned to listen more. And then when I was able to remove my emotions, it allowed me to say, well, I'm not going to do nothing in retrospect of balancing out this particular energy. I got a chance to watch the movie. So even though I care about things and I love things with all of myself and I play the role, the emotional aspect of feeling bad about one's action doesn't exist for me. That's your action. I'm immersed in doing right by someone. The level of what you do right by people, it doesn't have to go to um the classified level of being in service in full to all things for a person. No, you can serve the basic needs. You can do the normal shit that you're supposed to do. You can still help out. You can still do all that. You can pull yourself away from the sexual activity. You can pull yourself away from the conversation. You might not be as conversational no more. You might start just being more subtle. You know what I'm saying? You may just start staying to yourself, but still responsive. You know what I'm saying? There's so many ways that come with this. You just constantly pull your energy back. When you are in a relationship, you're willing to give of yourself fully. You're willing to sit down and think about things that your partner loves because you listen to them and you hear it through the conversations. So when you truly love somebody, you literally playing all the good moments in your head with this person all the time because you care. This is what love truly does. Like when you love somebody, that's all you think about. I love my person. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fight for my person. I'm gonna make sure my person happy. And they should be the same way. So then your thoughts in your head, it consists of the value of what people go through as far as what you've listened to in the conversations, the laughter, the trips you took together, the things y'all did. So then now when the man by himself or the woman by herself, they might be off somewhere doing something. She might be talking to her friend. He might be chilling somewhere or shopping somewhere. You know what he gonna do? He gonna buy a little something out of the store for himself, but he make sure he gonna pick up with his girl. Like she may be over here doing something with a friend. They may be shopping. She may go and get something for herself, but she gonna say, "Nah, my man look good in this right here." You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be natural. People gonna be like, "Ah, you make me sick because you got somebody you care for." And then what they do, your outside people, they want to hook into that infinity so much. The only energy they got to use is badger. So they talk about how lack thereof of this and that. Oh, you need to be careful because so and so did this, that, and that. Get the fuck out of here. I don't need none of that shit in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like I watch every single energy that exists, but because I know that all these frequencies exist, I also know that weaker energies are acceptable to entertaining from the ears. This is being addicted. All your orifice of your body have addictions. Eyes, mouth, nose, ears. Your ears are addicted to hearing shit. Your mouth has an oral fixation. Your nose has a smelling fixation. Your eyes want to see every goddamn thing. Nosy asses. This is the reality. You get addicted to everything. You want to be a part of everything, and then your mind just want to be, hey, look at me, look at me. You will never have nobody. You know why? Because you can't solidify the truth in yourself. You can't solidify the truth in yourself. And a real person, a real man and woman, i.e., they not out here looking for what you got to show them. They're not looking for how you can expose yourself, how well you are in the bed. Nah, they're not looking for that. That's gonna happen. Because if you truly know the human body, if you truly know about connection, you know when the divine keep you together, your body expands and contracts. It does this naturally to the frequency that you are. So when you really feeling something, it's like the summertime, it's like the seasons. Your body expands and attracts to the value of what your frequency is. So all of a sudden you fit with that motherfucker because y'all became real. It's a fact. Y'all end up fitting because y'all chose to be real for each other. It's a choice. Motherfuckers is oblivious. Y'all walk around talking about what ain't right for you, what's right for you. That's children. Those are kids. I don't listen to none of that shit. Because people don't have a clue about connection in the reality. And the adults that are walking around doing that can't solidify that because they haven't chosen to be completely real with the circumstance, or the person and that individual hasn't been real with each other. That's the only true value that exists when it comes to a true connection. Lack thereof of that, what you searching for? Because I hear everybody what they saying. Oh, this ain't this ain't that. You don't got no experience to understand really what you looking for first and foremost. Your experience is based off what you hear on TV. So even learning how to immerse yourself in something and giving somebody the understanding that you are immersing yourself in them so they can give it that chance theirself to the practice of unconditional love, then automatically y'all both walking the same path. How you gonna win if y'all ain't doing the same shit for each other? When you connect with somebody, you connecting with somebody for that purpose because you vibe with them. You want to see them get to the heights of their life, so you're gonna help them. Whatever you can, you're gonna help them to get where they gotta go. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. The world say, oh well, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, you wouldn't do that because your bum ass ain't got nobody. You don't know how to fucking love nobody. You too busy thinking love is between your thighs. Cause you sweat and your heart pumped for a good 30, 45 minutes. You think that's love. You sweat your hairdo out and shit. You sleep. You can't move. Your legs still shaking. That's love to you. No, that's some shallow shit. That's some shit everybody like to see, naked bodies on the beach. I like to be excited. I know it's a million and one women out here that got ass and titties. They can smell good. You can, you can, you can do semen retention and make your little noonie go back to normal. You know what I'm saying? Like I know all that. There is not a trick in the trade that makes a real man mind go, oh my god, this shit ain't real. The real tricks that a man is impressed by is the fact that she is a ride or die for him, which gives him the option to do the same. How do you speak life into your children? How'd you learn how to do that? You supposed to have learned how to do that. The mothers speak life into the sons. Soon as your mother say, don't do this, your world is messed up. You'll see a kid getting his ass beat. You're like, yo, why you won't fight? Because my mama said she gonna beat me. So you gonna sit there and let them just put their hands on you? Yup. Because my mama said she gonna beat me. Your mother speaks life. People be like the little dumb boy. This the disrespect that comes from the people who watch how much respect you got from where you come from, and they take that shit from you. You stupid. I wouldn't have did that. Why? I did it because that's what I was told to do. I'm obedient. If you a child and you was able to say that, it would have sounded better. If you was a child and you was able to say, well, I was just being obedient to what I was told. Doesn't matter what it looks like to y'all. I'm doing what I'm told. And you was able to stand on that, it would have looked a lot different. But you're a child. And what the world gets to do is they get to choose how what's right for you according to how it's right for them. We ain't doing that shit. We ain't doing that. Y'all better quit playing with yourself out here. You got to learn. You got to learn how to love for real, and you got to roll them dice. And if you're, and what makes the dice turn in your favor, right? They talking about the will, the will. Everybody talking about the gamble. Listen, let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to y'all. Listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. Let me explain something to you. What makes the dice cheat for you in real life on a good scale is when everything inside you is balanced out. That means it's a double weight. So you might throw the head crack, the 4, 5, 6 with the 3 dice, or the 7, 11 with the 2. Well, you know what? You the other weight that balance it out to your fruition because of your truth. Truth is always lighter than the opposite or the latter. Truth is always going to be the more power to the ladder because the ladder sinks you down, but you're trying to rise. So everything you're trying to rise in, you have to exhale and make the right decision. What you trying to prove? You out here trying to prove to people you still a badass? You trying to be the one? You ain't gonna be the one. Motherfucker gonna do you dirty just because you thinking that way. It ain't got nothing to do with you controlling shit. You don't control nothing. Nobody controls anything. But when you start to think you have to, is when the energies goes against you because you're bringing this into fruition. Nah, let divine handle that shit. I'm too busy. I'm too busy worrying about doing good. I let divine fight y'all because I'm too busy doing good. I can't do both. It's either I can fight you or I can do good. You know what I'm saying? It's either I can stress myself out about this or I can be over here do. I can't do both. I can't be over here like, oh yeah, but hey, how you doing? Let me help you. It, shit don't work. It just it's not a contingency of understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, and understanding that your analytical aspect allows you to absorb the right particular knowledge so you can be fortuitive on that side, but you also have the the right hemisphere that allows you to be more artful, to see the colors and to be funny and laugh and bang. Hey, it allows you to get on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like it allows you to deal with the reality of everything. You know what I'm saying? And I think I was able to ignite both sides of my hemisphere. You know what I'm saying? Because I can be super analytical for long periods of time. You know what I'm saying? And I can also be, I'm way more right hemispheric though. But I've worked on my analytical side, and Divine has actually worked on my analytical side. Sometimes if I'm doing a bill, I might just tap into high synapses and start speaking on a value, and people be like, "Yo, what is he talking about?" Shit ain't for you. It's for the ones who vibing. You know what I'm saying? That's what Divine do, because everything is a frequency. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a frequency. A tree never tell you nothing about itself. You go eat the fruit and you feel better. That's frequency. That's frequency. So if I come to my elder and my elder gives me something to make me feel better, or somebody in my family says this is the value, that's going to make me feel better. You know why? Because it comes from something I'm attached to. That's the tree bearing the fruit. You see what I'm saying? This is why we go back to the trees. The trees are the elders. They are the first ones that planted. They was here before anything else. So we go back to those things, because you know why? We still young trees or young fruit. You know what I'm saying? So the world is never supposed to come in between these particular values, but we do. And because other people, other particular understandings don't match up to the certain, like this might be a thornberry bush family over here. You know what I'm saying? This might be a crabgrass family patch over here. Like you don't know. And they might be mad. They just don't grow to be oak trees, or they don't grow to be great pines, or whatever you want to call it. Like these, I can break this down in a natural order of things everywhere. And I told you the sun don't discriminate on nothing. If you big enough to get the sun, you get that solar energy. If you can't, your grass gonna burn and it's just gonna not grow. Like that's just, if it don't got water, it ain't gonna last. Like I don't know what to tell you. This is the natural order of things. It's the natural order of things. So if you want the love, you gotta put it out. You gotta be that, and you have to notice it in those values. All that chitter chatter, chapper trouble trouble, all that shit y'all be doing, y'all actually killing the vibes. Lack of knowledge. Can't even go deeper than the value of what you think you understand. You don't know enough to actually want to be in verses to the reality of life. No, y'all destroying this shit because you're inadequate with your own character. I'm embarrassed right now, so let me make this look right. That's what people literally say. Instead of saying I'm embarrassed and being quiet and letting yourself learn something, you'll say, "Oh, I gotta fix it because I'm embarrassed." Or somebody do something dumb. This right here is some slick shit. I learned this from the old heads. Somebody do something dumb, right? Everybody laugh, point the finger, right? That person can, i.e., one slash, feel embarrassed. Two, i.e., slash, feel funny because of his own actions, i.e., slash, get angry. Two, beginning and the ending was the normal ones, the normal feelings that people would push onto the value. You know why? Because people want to see that. They want you to look with the sad face. It's like a cartoon. You know, something falls, water splashes on me, looking like, oh. Then everybody's like, ah. It's a cartoon. That same energy is put onto people. So the joke ain't as funny if you are laughing too. I learned to laugh at myself a long time ago. I've been a comedian. We used to have mama joke wars and shit like that when we was young. I used to have, we still be doing it depending on people I get around, like have joke wars. And I shut people down because they really don't want to be joking. Like, because I'm really funny inside my head. Like I'm always joking about something. I'm always looking at something in my brain and I'm laughing about it. You might just catch me laughing, you know what I'm saying, out of the blue, because I'm thinking about some funny shit. You know what I'm saying? So like you really don't want the smoke in funny world because I like to laugh. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna laugh at myself before you get a chance to laugh at me. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I might tell the joke might be about me. You might come in on the tailwind, hearing the stupid part, and try to play me, and somebody be like, "Yo, he was talking about himself." Like that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been so many traps that people will walk in because they think what they heard was enough for them to garner a level of disrespect. God bless the dead. It happened to one of my homeboys a couple times, and he walked up on a conversation like, and me and my man was talking, da 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 da, and these niggas end up scrapping. I'm like, yo, so you should mind your business, son. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should mind your business. Like, they ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he tried to come at me a certain way. I was like, yo, this how shit be happening, bro. That's how shit be happening. People always want to get in the wrong thing. You hear shit from a different angle. Somebody come tell you something, and y'all sit around and y'all congregate and talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I learned a long time ago. You believe nothing what you hear and half of what you see. Facts. Y'all bury the truth. Like Like y'all just gonna do what you want. And everybody, I saw that. I saw you ain't seen shit. I heard you ain't heard nothing. Shut the hell up. And you still carry that particular type of energy. That's why your ass gonna keep repeating the same process 1,000,001 times. No, I be knocking the versions of me out cold clean. I knock a version of me out cold clean. They be like, y'all remember you used to nothing. That nigga dead. I headshot that nigga. Bomb. Real quick. That nigga don't exist no more. I'm a different being. And I keep rising because I overstand myself. You can't tell nobody this. I remember when I was younger, and I met people and I was like a thug. You know what I'm saying? I got this cold, hard, ice cold look on my face. Ain't take nothing for me to just fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, and then people be like, "Yo, I like this dude, he crazy." You know what I'm saying? Like, and then soon as like I'm in love or whatever, and we trying to do something different, I square up. I do something better. They're like, "You're different." Nah, I'm better because this is what it needs to be for this situation. Like, can't be that way in this situation. You gotta change. That's how you get better at things. Like, no, we're gonna do this. Nah, you can't do that. That's how you destroy your future. That's how you mess it up, thinking that you're gonna bring that old shit to the new shit. That's what the world is telling you. The reason why you grow and you shed the skin is because you will not take the skin with you when you leave this earth. You might as well get used to that shit now. You know what I'm saying? You might as well get big used to it now. Dropping off old versions of yourself. This is a fact. You know what I'm saying? And keep in mind, this is why they and I said this in my other bill. This is why they promote Lucifer so much, the evil aspect of things, Lucifer, because it's a concept of reality to contrast. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the dudes out here that exist, right? That might have tried to tell you the right thing, and you pushed the little nigga out the way. You don't know what you're talking about. Move. But it was frail. It was a frail truth at the moment. You could have just sat there and did nothing and been safe. Live to fight another day. In the words of Friday, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, it's plenty of times somebody tried to save you, and you was on demon time. You was on go mode. You was on I don't give a fuck mode. You know what I'm saying? And you was on I'ma let a motherfucker know mode. You was on all that, but it was something telling you. Might have been a family member, might have been a person you went to school with. It might have been a look from an old lady across the street. It might have been the sound of a baby cry that just you knew that baby cry was way more important than what you was doing. It might have been it might have been anything. It might have been somebody else arguing in the distance that caught your head while you was arguing, but you got right back to it. I can break this down a whole bunch of different ways, but the fact of the matter is something's always trying to catch your attention, gauge to the value of how much you're losing control. So the more you lose control, that call start getting farther and farther away. And then you just say, F it. I just don't give a. That be the reality. You think a woman don't see that? You think a man don't see that in you? You think a man don't see that? You think a woman don't see that's your breaking point? They looking into your soul because they want to be with you. They want to love you. They're focused on you. So they're not listening really to the bullshit you talking about. They're looking at you. They're looking at you and trying to find out how we gonna cut the fat off the meat, how we gonna get the bullshit out the way, how we gonna get it to a real look, how we gonna get it to stand in its real form and get it to be natural without the falsities that had to be dealt with from the past or the present or the traumas. How do we get you to be you? How do we get you to? Because I love you, but I need to deal with you. I don't need to deal with this shit that's on you. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put my hands on you. I'm gonna rub you. I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna massage you. I'm gonna make you comfortable. I'm gonna love you. We gonna build together. Once you get to that part with a person, you are so comfortable in that particular type of energy. You can rise from anywhere because now y'all have been swimming in a figure eight. You feel each other. You feel each other no matter where you at. You might You might have a thought run across your head, and that's exactly what your counterpart is talking about at that moment. You call them like, yeah, they're like, yo, we were just talking about that. One or the other feels some type of way, and y'all feel the emotional value. Divine does this for the reason of making the fit happen. Divine says, I'm gonna make it fit. Watch my power. So that therefore you sit back and watch Divine make this wonderful shit take place. Like, yo, this is powerful. This is because you've submitted your will to be guided. The world sees this structure when you are loyal. This is why women come out the blue like, yo, that nigga loyal. He must I gotta see if niggas be the same way. Yo, shorty bad. Yo, she don't need to be with that nigga. Look how she loving him. Niggas do the same shit. I bet you I can get her. She be on my top. Niggas is savages, yo. Niggas be like, yo, I can fuck her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shorty be checking me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just funny to me. You know what I mean? I be like, yo, like, yeah, word, that's what's up. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is crazy, yo. Like, and I think about all these values. And in my head, only thing I be thinking is shit, just to have somebody who into you is enough for me. You know what I'm saying? You and that person could do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, the best thing in the world is when you could fall asleep on your girl lap. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all smoke together. You cook, she can cook. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go together. Y'all can really be into each other's energy. Like, that shit is fly to me. Like, maybe it's just who I am. That's some fly shit. You know what I'm saying? When y'all really match up. When y'all really match up. When there's no conditions. That's some fly shit right there. Unconditional love between two people, man, that's unbreakable right there. And I'll be sitting down listening, I'll be like, cause y'all ain't never practiced unconditional love. And keep in mind, in the world, before you gain what you get, you have to get the failing part of it. So divine gonna test you on unconditional love by via if you're gonna waste it on somebody who don't deserve it, or via if you're gonna put it on yourself when somebody don't deserve it from you. Divine gonna test you. He gonna be like, see if you make the right choice. Because if you make the right choice, I give you test two. You make the right choice in test two, you get the test three. And then you get the test three, you go ahead and get what you got to get up out of there. Because now I see you know how to drive this particular frequency. That's how this shit be working. Nobody want to have these conversations because everybody want to control it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be looking at, most time I be laughing at the world, yo. That's why we used to take mushrooms. Because niggas used to love laughing, yo. Like, they used to be tripping out, yo, like just rolling and shit. Like, when I was growing up, we was wilding, yo. I had some of the funniest friends, yo. That's all we did was laugh, yo. You know what I mean? And I didn't even know that the friends I thought that was tight with me, they like my energy. They love me making them happy and shit, but they would stab you in the back in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? And that's what I learned later in life. They don't even know that I know. You know what I'm saying? I just let them believe they lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know what I know. You know what I'm saying? I just let them believe they lie. Like, so I be like, all right, cool. That's what's up. But it's an art to staying real, to staying in your energy, to being who you are as an individual. That's an art because you're literally fighting off other bullshit that wants to attach to you. So then when you got a goal, when you understand your outcome, what you used to do and where you come from. So then you know how to single out. You know where to put yourself at. This is gonna shave off a lot in life. But you gotta be willing to do that shit. You can't be no sucker. I'm telling people be suckers, yo. They be like, it's people be suckers. They be like, yo, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hurt him. I'm gonna make them feel like, man, shut up, yo, with your old ass. You ain't gonna hurt nothing. Should be funny to me, yo. People, and I be hearing all the thoughts, yo. People be like, he think this, they think that. I be like, yo, Divine, why people say stuff like this? Why do they believe that? Like, my conversations be deep with the Divine. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause Divine let me tap in. You know what I'm saying? I be listening. I be like, all right, cool. He be like, just don't say nothing. Why you gotta say anything? And I'll be like, cuz I want to let somebody know. He'd be like, why you want to let them know? I'll be like, cuz it's me. And it'd be my little dude. My little dude used to be like, come on, y'all. Like my little dude thought he was super strong. Like the little version of me, he swear he was Hercules. So my little person thought he could do anything. I could knock down a tree. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't tell the little person version of me nothing. I thought I can fly. So that little dude always be wanting to test shit. That's just my light. He just my light. That's all. Like he like 4 or 5 years old on my shoulder right now. And he don't like when people play. So he be like, what's up? Come on, y'all. I be like, yo, chill, man. We ain't even about to do all that. And Devon be like, yeah, chill. He be like, so what? I'm strong. So my little dude be ready to go off and shit. And I be like, nah, yo, chill out. You know what I'm saying? That's not what's happening, right? Just pay attention. So I had to mature from the value of what my little dude would have been. But he also tells me later that it was the right move. You're like, yeah, you know, I'm just a kid, but you made the right move. Like that. You know what I'm saying? So it be, you know what I mean? I've formulated my own energies around me to be more beneficial to help me. This is what we are capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be your own Pentium computer processor. You know what I'm saying? Like this is how dope you are as an individual, whether you people know this or not. Like you people are very miraculous, but you don't know how to do anything for yourself. You don't think for yourself. You run to every other thing. You know what I'm saying? Even when you have help and you're getting help, you still won't think for yourself. Like that's the shit that fucking bothers me about some people. Like you be having the situations to make shit better, but you just fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? Just fuck it up. And then people get mad at me because if I get a little help, I excel. I soar. That's all I need is the help that people waste in their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, should be crazy. Like, I need the help that people waste in their life. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fucking transformer, yo. That's what I'm always gonna be. I'm a superhero. I've been that. You know what I mean? Like Divine may be that I'm a superhero. I don't care what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? I know the energy I bring, and the more unconditional love I'm able to accept, the more I'm going to excel. You know what I mean? Like I know I twisted all this up from relationships to aspects and all this shit, and I do that because every part matters. You know what I'm saying? Every part matters. It's the reason why certain shit don't work. It's the reason why you carry these particular energies through your day. All these parts matter. You know what I'm saying? They're all connected in some value. Once you understand that everything, it might be the reason why you angry that you didn't catch eyes with somebody you should have been dealing with. It might have been the reason you was arguing that this person over here was about to walk up on you, but it said, no, I ain't walking up on them today. You know what I'm saying? You might have been over here about to win something, but you didn't win it because you bought something else instead of focusing on what somebody else. Like it's so many things that happen when negative energy comes into your life, and they do this to try to make you miss out on good shit. People are hateful. They're fucking hateful. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Let them deal with that energy. You practice on loving, so therefore you can reach the height of love in your life. You practice on loving so you can find the one to love you to match your love. You practice on being this good individual so you can get through the trials, so therefore you can live a life of good energy. Don't let nobody throw these negative downplays on you. I don't give a damn what other people's life they went through. They should have learned how to heal their goddamn self before they went around other people with their bullshit. You got so many people that got wars and traumas that they deal with, and they come and they place their traumas and their wars on other people, and you got to deal with that shit. You got enough to deal with the karma in your damn family before you go picking up other people's fucking traumas. This is a reality, and you need to. If you go in these directions, at least deal with something that's strong enough to recognize that they can deal with they self. Otherwise, y'all ain't doing nothing but making the same repeat processes over and over and over, looking like a bunch of fools, and then you want to cry about the bullshit. Nobody want to hear that shit. I thought I was wrong in so many situations when in fact it's just people don't want me to fucking succeed. Period. I'm thinking that I messed something up or I did. I ain't messed shit up. I'm fucking awesome. I am great. I can do shit. Lack thereof of certain needs and means that I would have right now that would allow me to be even more greater is the only thing lacking in my life. But I'm not lacking to be as an individual who has broken his character, broken his heart, and threw away his no, I'm needing that opportunity so I can get back to popping off. I got stories I need to tell. Facts. And they ain't coming, y'all not getting them via a 25-cent bag of chip. You're not gonna just have me putting all my best shit up here on YouTube just because y'all want to hear some shit. Nah, we ain't doing that. You should just release it. You should just release it. You should just put it out. I be hearing people talking about you should just put it out. I ain't putting shit out. This lady was on too. You guys should. I'm not. I understand. I love you, sweetheart, but no, I'm not just giving away the juice. That's not how it go. Compensation for the creation and the illustration. If you want me to go through it, reliving these pains and explain it, otherwise the information I'm creating, I'm trying to pass it on to my youth. So when they start going through stuff, they got a whole magazine, comic book, storyline, book of my life. Like, damn, Dad was telling me da 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 da. Y'all want to pass that on to them. I read chapter 38 when Dad was going through this da 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 da. Shit crazy. If I could, might have to start from year 3 and then write down everything I remember about my third year or my second year, and then each year be a chapter. You know what I'm saying? 44 chapters right now. Yeah, mind blowing, right? I got a bunch of stories already. I be writing and shit. I got a whole bunch of stories saved. Like, I gotta put them together. I got so many stories. It's just too many. I'm be remembering. I don't remember some of them, and then I dream about some of them. It's like it's so many parts. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta sit down and meditate. Like, I gotta get in a better situation so I can really put all. Because I experienced a lot. I met so many people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's so many stories. Those short stories, long stories. Some stories in the book gonna turn to like a mini book. There's so many shit. I've created movies in my head and all types of shit. Like, even the downloads I got from the divine, they like 2-3 hour downloads. You know what I'm saying? And they're not divine telling me anything. I'm walking through the events of the past celestially. It's like my spirit or my soul is in the time of these places, and I'm there, and I'm watching it just being replayed. Like, somebody press rewind on that, and I'm just watching the same event, but I'm just like floating around like a mist, and I get to be like real close up on it. And sometimes it happens during the day, sometimes it happens when I'm sleeping. You know what I'm saying? But I get to see shit. You know what I mean? And more than that, like, shit, people ain't got no chance. Like, I be listening. I be like, yeah, I hear you, but I know what your intentions are. Divine, make sure he gives me that understanding to hold on to. You know what I'm saying? So I be seeing. You know what I mean? And the only thing that's gonna save this world right now, if y'all start putting your hearts in the right place, I'm serious. That's the only thing that's gonna save it. It's not where you start at. You start with you. You start with you, and you start by not lying anymore, and you start by telling the truth, and you start by standing on these things, and you start by saying, my mom used to do some fly shit back in the day, yo. She ain't like that no more. My mom used to be like, I said it and what? You know what I'm saying? Like, but she ain't like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was a divine energy. You know what I'm saying? My Aunt Carol like that. You know what I'm saying? My Aunt Carol get rudely with you. She don't give a shit. She'll tell your ass straight up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she'll bite your face off in half type energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she got to. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, I respect, and the divine respects the fierce truth too. The reason why the women should be more in the fierce truth, because you speak power. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to speak the structure of power. So you're not supposed to be disrespectful. You're supposed to understand and comprehend the truth. This is what the women are supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be in your own mind right now, because you have 3 levels of light that you use. You have the one in your head, you have the one in your heart, you have the one in your belly that allows you to produce life. You got to give off a light cell to another person. So you produce light cells. Stop selling yourself short of divine giving you the aspect of what you are. No, you are the one upstairs on the conveyor belt sending down the bags that we need to put, the chips that we need to put in the bag and put in the box. You know what I'm saying? That's what you doing upstairs. You get more light than us. You on another floor. You know what I'm saying? So that floor that you on allows you to know truth. So you're supposed to be knowing truth, not living in arrogance, not living in ego. not living in sexual goddessness. I understand what Hemet be talking about and all that, but I'm talking about higher echelon shit. I ain't talking about what's going on down here in these realms. I'm talking about the waves of existence before this, because you gotta jump waves. We gotta start boogie boarding. You're gonna have to jump some of these waves. And y'all gonna be jumping these waves by getting back to your purest divine form. Your purest divine form is understanding the simplicity of power. My elders ain't had to talk. You comprehended them because they ain't say nothing. They look at you with with a certain way in their eyes, and you knew better. And if you made them say something, that was an ass whipping. That wasn't a, didn't I tell you already? That was, I'm gonna cut your ass now because you aggravating me. The energies has changed a lot. I'm waiting to see people really walk into their divinity, comprehending what this shit is. This is what my class is about: comprehending what's taking place to each individual cell in your body. How this is happening through the propaganda and the systematic ways, and how divine is trying to stop it. And then I'm breaking down to you through all of my bills what you need to do to maintain this. You hear me shout out brothers like Congo Watu and and Kalai Mayat Amin Ra, when Congo over here talking about the salts and the minerals and the sodium bicarbonate in the water that your body needs. And Kalai over here talking about the neuromelanin that charges the water that goes into your body. And I'm over here talking about protecting the actual light that formulates, that charges the water that goes into the body, that rides the minerals. Like, y'all don't be listening. This is divine pretense. It's everything in a nutshell. So then when you go outside yourself, you lost because you don't know how to conduct your own electricity going. I'm hot. Yeah, you hot. Because you eating a bunch of bullshit on top of that and don't understand you got energy coming into your body. At the least, being decent, know how to balance out your energy. You can't even do that correctly. You get all in your feelings, get in your way, then you want to move shit, spread shit, stand shit, say shit. People, I'm like, yo, this shit ain't got nothing to do with life. Like, what are they putting out here? They don't comprehend nothing. This is how you know. When you watch the action of people, I can just do what? What are you doing? I bet. Do what you want to do then. Do what you want to do. I comprehend. I comprehend that you're not trying to do what's for you. You're not trying to be what you are. So I'm gonna get out the way and let you do nothing. I'm gonna get out the way and allow you to allow this to fail. Because eventually this contract gonna have to come to an end now. This is what the things that happen in the world. People don't sit down and want to take responsibility for their own actions. Nah, I put a plan out there. I start working on a plan. You know what? This plan can be executed if we team up. Like, y'all don't understand. Nah, shit, I've been doing this shit. Just don't be the right people to hold on to. And that was a mind fart for me because I wasn't raised to understand what was good for me. I was raised to give my goodness to other people. And when I challenged the fact that divine made me as a creation and I was important, I was told I wasn't. It wasn't about me. So understanding what's going on in this world and how people try to gauge the value of your importance, knowing divine does not waste its time in no creation. No, I'm freeing you right now because you have the opportunity to love and be loved in its fullest potential. No, I grant that to you, and I grant you also walking in your highest head. I also grant the fact that as long as you put this work in, I guarantee, I promise, I put my soul on that you're going to get the best version of what's deserving to you if you do the work. But as you move through this life and you still try to go against the grain, you try to go against divine, you try to go against you try to go against the existence, you try to eat and drink and live how you want, you try to ignore the value of things that actually happen natural. You tune in to more outside things than you do your natural order of how you live. You will die. That I will guarantee as well. And you will also lose. You will lose the greatest happiness. You will lose the greatest love. You will lose the precious moments. You will lose your beauty. You will lose your thoughts. You will lose future finance and growth. You will lose it all because you chose selfishly. Divine don't make no mistakes. We are Naga. We are the wisdom in between 2 points. Even if you are standing in the right of that, or if you're standing in the wrong of that, you are the wisest failure, or you are the wisest success. We can all learn from it. I can learn from how much you fuck up too. It's all knowledge. So everything has a place. Never feel like you're not important because even when you fucking up, you showing somebody what not to do. Naga.